Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for joining me. Not that anyone has joined so far, but yep. This is happening. First of all, happy birthday to me because it's my birthday. It's been a day full of lovely surprises. My friend Loredana and her husband drove all the way from Bucharest here just to spend some time with me. I've got tons of calls, a ton of messages and posts on my Facebook, and I would like to thank everyone for doing that for me. I'm doing my best to keep up with everything and answer everyone individually. Hi. Nice to see you here, Trinda. Kind of early for you, isn't it? But it's a lovely day. It's super sunny, which is kind of unusual for my birthday. I usually get either rain or snow if I'm super unlucky. And today is quite different. Actually, I used to get sun so rarely on my birthday that I thought it only happened when my birthday was going to be particularly bad and the universe needed to compensate somehow. So it was sunny. Just for perspective, in 36 years, this is like the fourth time it's sunny. I'm sorry, Sky. I really am sorry. Oh, Trinda. I don't know why. I mean, whenever I see you with this other username, I immediately just say Sky instead of Trinda. Not that I don't know, but just because mind, brain, whatever, not functioning properly. So yeah, the past 2 years it's been absolutely lovely, but no, there's no climate change, people. It's just coincidence. It's okay. We'll pretend that's true. For today's live Q&A, I thought I'd ask for questions, and I asked for them in my readers group. By the way, you should definitely join my readers group because it's amazing, and I post a lot of, oh my God, what's with all this Ares hair? It's your fault. It's your fault. He's tired now because we kept getting guests all day, and even if they were here to see me because it's my birthday, they were all on Ares petting duty, so he's tired now, which means he'll probably be quiet during the stream. So yeah, author group, it's lovely. You should join it. I also asked for questions in the AuthorTube group on Facebook and just on my Facebook and Twitter on my main accounts. So I've got quite a few questions. Most of them are from very few people who asked a lot of them. I think my friend Alexu asked the most, which is great. I hope I'll get through all of them. I'm certainly going to do my best. But if you happen to be here live and want to ask questions, please do so. I'll do my best to keep my eye on the chat and not miss anything. But yeah, let's get started with the questions, I say. And we're going to start with my readers group because, they have to be first because they're so nice. They're my street team. They support me all the time. So they get their answers first. And because Alexu is in my group, she pretty much asked all the questions. I'm pretty sure she asked all the questions that ever existed. So thank you. And let's get started. First one. I remember something about the collaboration for a detective story. Any news on that? While, yes, that is a collaboration with my fellow author friend, Aimé Brisset, and the series called Clueless Detectives. We've outlined quite a bit of it, and we're going to work on it this year. Our schedule for this particular project got pushed back a bit because we all had our own projects that we needed to get through. We also came up with another idea for a collab, so we're trying to just juggle everything and do it all. But you're definitely getting a couple of books this year in this series, unless Emma changes her mind, but I'm pretty determined to get that to you as fast as possible. And I know she's of the same mind so far. So yeah, stay tuned. It's going to happen, people. I promise. Thank you so much. Thank you for wishing me a happy birthday, and lovely to have you here. Not that I always suck at makeup or anything, but I kind of do. I mean, I literally had to struggle for like 15 minutes straight to get my eyeliner to look decent today. So yeah, I wanted to be pretty for my birthday. And first, I was going to wear a dress and everything, and then I decided I don't wanna, because I want to be comfortable. So it's my birthday. I'm going to do whatever I want. Hi, Eric. Thanks for being here, and thank you. I'm doing my best to have a very happy birthday today. So let's move on to the next question. If you could turn any activity into an Olympic sport, what would you have a good chance at winning a medal for? Procrastinating? I could definitely do that. Setting insane goals also. I mean, I do intend to try and write 200,000 words for this Camp Nano. So I could win that, and maybe book reading. I mean, I read like 15 books this month, so I'm sure if I trained enough, I could win an Olympics. That and petting a dog. I'm really good at petting a dog too, because mine is quite demanding. I probably could win that. Plus, Ares would probably be the last dog to get bored of being petted and spoiled, because he's just that kind of dog. So yeah, there you go. There you have it. If you were expecting something sporty, nah. Unless walking everywhere, because it's faster than driving in this city I live in, is an Olympic sport. That's the most sporty thing you can expect from me. So next question, again from Alex. Did I tell you she asked like all the questions in the world? Yeah. How do you go about choosing the names of your characters? Well, it depends on the character. Sometimes that's just how I form them in my mind. They come with the personality and with their names. Other times I have to do a bit of a research, and that was the case for my gay sci-fi short story, Craving Stains. I really needed the two main characters to represent light and dark. So their names had to be something connected to white or light, and then dark or black, darkness, something like that. And I did quite a bit of research, and then came up with Win, and then I came up with Doyle, and they work perfectly, and I'm super happy for it. If you're going to hear a lot of notifications, I'm sorry about that, but I'm getting a lot of messages and PMs and calls, and I can't shut off my phone because it's my birthday, and just please excuse me. Don't be upset with me. So yeah, that's how it happens. And sometimes it's just names I really enjoy, like Shiki in Strength to Let Go, which is my first book in the Tales of the Werewolf Tribe series. I really love the name Shiki, and I knew I wanted an Asian tribe whose leadership would be in Japan. And when I was deciding their alpha and their beta, I just went with names I really loved. And Shiki was one of them. That happens sometimes. So yeah, basically I don't stick to one method of finding names with my characters, which is the short answer. But why not struggle to explain that for 5 minutes straight? That's perfect. I'm doing great today. So let's move on to the next question. If you found a book and started reading only to realize it was the story of your life, would you read until the end? Well, first of all, there's a slim chance of that happening, but I have been put in the position where I was reading something and something in the book hit really close to home. and not always in a good way. Sometimes it was events in my life. It was an event in my life that I didn't particularly want to revisit. And it does make the reading kind of difficult, but I go through it. If it were my actual life, I'm too curious to pass on that. Like, I just read till the end and then decide if it was a good life or not. And I'd either follow it to the T or just try to change it and probably fail miserably. But I couldn't just put it down and say, nah, I don't want to know. I'm too curious for that to ever happen. So yeah, there you have it. Wow. I still have a shitload of questions to go through, but I mean, we're just 10 minutes in, so I guess there's time. By the way, I'm going to keep this at about an hour and a half. That's what I had in mind. If we wrap up earlier, that's also fine, but about an hour. That's the initial plan. So next question. Again, Alexu, you are just the queen of questions today. Do you ever blush when writing your sex scenes, or is it just another day at the office? Well, sex scenes, for me, have to make sense in the story. I mean, if they can show something about the characters, or I can explore their emotions, or show their relationship in a new light, then I will include it. And when I write a sex scene, I don't blush or get all flustered, but I have to think it's hot. If reading through it doesn't make me think, oh, this is a hot sex scene, then I'm failing. I'm definitely failing. And that's my compass, but no, there's no blushing. I mean, no, it's just me writing it. Might seem a bit like voyeuristic that I'm watching my characters getting it on somehow in my mind, but no blush there. If it were real people and I would just have to just type out what I saw, that would probably make me blush, especially if I was there watching it. That would be awkward and cringeworthy, and I'd never do it. Probably. Depends. I never say never without adjusting that somehow, adding a backdoor slightly, because I have this feeling that whenever you're saying I would never do this, or I would never do that, you're kind of challenging the universe to prove you're wrong. And that's never a wise idea. Like, whenever I said that, I was proven wrong. So better not risk it. Because I'm a scaredy cat, obviously. Eric, I'm not sure I understand that. It sounds to me that your fate was set in stone without your consent. You mean for the book, if there was a book read about my entire life? Yeah, well, that would be just one path. I could choose to do something else. I mean, I've heard a lot of discussions about this and about the limitation of free will, and how everything that happened before kind of set us on a determined path, and very little has to do with our actual choices. But it's something we can't perceive properly. I mean, I always have the impression that I have a decision to make and that will impact my future. Maybe I was led to make that exact decision, but to me, it still feels like it's my own agency at play. So, as they say, sometimes ignorance is bliss. Other times, not so much. But in this case, I'm still not sure. I still think there are different paths you could take at a certain point, and probably one of them calls stronger to you. I don't know. Because otherwise, it would be kind of weird to just think everything is predetermined. Definitely wouldn't help getting out of bed in the morning if everything is already set in stone. But yeah, the consent part, a lot of things happen without our consent, and we can't help it. And I don't mean individually, like at an individual level, but at a macro level and universe level, nobody cares what we think. In the grand scheme of things, if you think of the entire universe, we really, really don't matter. So that's depressing. Let's change topics, because I'm trying not to depress you all on my birthday. That wouldn't be great, would it? So next question. What or who inspired you to write your first published book? And how did you decide to publish it? Well, my first published book was The Age of Hope, which I'm now rewriting because reasons. It's a vampire adventure, and it was inspired by some events in my life and by my passion for vampires as a myth and an idea to explore. I was always fascinated with this, and I was even more fascinated by the association between vampires and Romania. We don't really have many vampire myths over here. We're more into ghosts and ghouls and werewolves, by the way. So it was always fascinating to me. And that's why I started writing the book. It was, in a way, a manner for me to explore certain things that happened and kind of exercise some of my personal demons. But that got lost pretty fast as I got sucked into the story and plotting it and planning it and developing more characters. And I initially thought I'd go the traditional publishing way. I did have initially a contract with a publisher from the UK, but I decided to bow out of that contract while I still could, and decided to self-publish because I'm a control freak, and I like to have control of my timeline and what happens with my book. I have since worked with publishers, but not much, and not in the past year and a half. And I still intend to keep like 80 to 90% of my books independent, because it's just the way it works best for me. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Let's take this question from the chat. Did you study creative writing at school or university, or did you start writing by yourself? Also, how do you motivate yourself through the editing stage? Hi, Alexu. I just replied a bunch of your questions, and I'm still not done with them. But let's go back to this. In a way, I did study creative writing through school. The way the system is set up in Romania is that when you take the exams to go to high school, you have to choose between a humanities and a science class. So I went with humanities because that appealed to me. So I studied a lot of literature and grammar and a lot of English. I had about 7 hours of English class per week, 5 of Romanian literature, and 3 of French, 2 of Latin. And all of this involved some form of writing, especially my literature class, which was a lot about studying literature and art history and other things like that. Oh, and I also had international, like universal literature classes as well. I always read a lot and was drawn to this aspect of humanities. And then in university, I did study writing, but in a different setting because I studied journalism. So that's nonfiction writing. But yeah, there was always a huge component that had to do with writing in my education. But I did not get a degree in literature or creative writing or something like that. But I do think everything that I studied helped me. Okay, and next, how do you motivate yourself through the editing stage? That's a good question, especially since I should be editing these days, and I've postponed it. How I motivate myself, it's fear, mostly fear, because I have a deadline on Amazon to meet my pre-order requirements, and that works wonders for me. Plus, I've never been that bummed out about the editing stage, especially when I get edits from my editor, because I feel like that's part of the process of making my book better. So I just soldier through it and want to see the book done, and yeah, that's it. So let's take another question. We'll go back to Alex's question because I'm always done with it. With that bunch of so many questions. Oh, I still have one. So you're getting that one live, girl. Yay. What's the funniest April Fool's Day prank you ever did? That will be a disappointing answer. I didn't do that many pranks. I didn't try to prank people much. My father was better at those than me. He once pranked me that I had a stepbrother. He thought I'd be upset. It backfired because I was super upset when I figured out I didn't have an older brother after all. I always wanted to have an older brother. I don't know why. I figured I could date his friends and he'd protect me, although I didn't really need protection as a kid because I was a bit of a tomboy. Thank you, Tamara. Thanks for being here. So, yeah, that was a cruel prank. And then the prank that backfired the worst was that before publishing The Edge of Hope, I tried to play a prank and act like my main character's life was seeping into reality and I was stalked by a crazy vampire. I did put a big disclaimer up saying it's an April's Fool, but it still kind of scared some of my friends. It wasn't pretty. It really wasn't. Also, if you guys have seen the prank about the little dragon that they revived, I almost fell for that because I just wanted it to be true so badly. So, yeah. Also, the biggest prank of them all was that I said I'm going to write 10,000 K every day for camp, and on April 1st, the first day of camp, I wrote 0 words. That counts as a prank, right? It was totally intended as a prank. It's not that I didn't write for different reasons, like I'm a slacker. Yeah, well, we'll go with that. Alexu, I would like to thank you for all the questions because it's been a lot of them. I mean, it took me literally 20 minutes just to answer your questions. So I hope you're proud. I'll now move to the questions people left on my Facebook. And I have 5 of them from my friend Alina Chincan. The first one is, do you remember the first word you wrote? I'm pretty sure it was my name. Definitely it was my name because I kind of have an image of it being written in capital letters, like kind of huge and fat letters and kind of unsteady. So I think that was it. I was about 4 something. And I could only do the huge capital letters at that point. And I couldn't do cursive yet. I've learned cursive. I learned cursive later, I think in 1st grade. So yeah, that's the first word I ever wrote. Plus some numbers. There were numbers too. Next question from Alina. If you had to eat one thing and one thing only for the rest of your life, what would it be? I sort of know the answer, but I'm sure others will be interested. Alina, that is a nice move. This stems back to a story from my childhood. I was like 3 or 4, and we went to the seaside, and it was like the kind of a seaside resort before the communist regime fell, where we stayed in a tent and there wasn't a refrigerator. So we had to cook the food on that day and finish eating it. It couldn't be held overnight. Of course, there were restaurants, but the item I wanted to eat, no restaurants would cook. Because why? Nobody bought that. So the item was eggplant salad. This is a Romanian recipe. It pretty much consists of roasted eggplants, which are then mashed, and you add oil, cooking oil, and onions, chopped really fine. Some people add mayo to this mix. I don't particularly like them with mayo. I like the simple version. And you eat that with fresh bread, or even better, toast. You put it on toast and you eat it with tomato salad. And if I could eat just that, I would die eating that. By the way, it's not exactly great for my gallbladder problems, but I will never give it up. So if I had to stick with one food item, it would be eggplant salad, but served properly. I mean, with bread, at least. I mean, you can hold the tomatoes, that's fine. I can live without it, but I need the bread for the salad, because otherwise I'd get sick fast. So, yeah. Pretty basic, pretty cheap too. Hard to make though, a lot of work involved. Next question, introvert, extrovert, or ambivert? I've always been an extrovert, and one of the reasons that's weird is because A, I'm an author. B, I have this tendency of wanting to belong, and most authors I know are introverts. And I felt a bit out of place at times because I was such an extrovert. But to be kind of honest, the more I live and get older, the less of an extrovert I am, because people sometimes drive me insane. So I'm thinking like 10 years from now, I'll probably be an ambivert. But nah, that's not happening. I mean, all I have to do to cure my fading extroversion is to just go somewhere where there are no people and no internet for like a week. And then I love the entire planet again. It's an easy fix, I tell you. It's an easy fix. Okay, next question. Would you rather be able to speak any language or be able to read minds? I really don't want to read minds. I don't. I hate it. I have this tendency of always finding out if people lie to me. I always discover lies. And it sucks badly. It hurts. So this would be like real time happening with everyone. So I'd rather just speak all the languages. That would be far more useful, especially for writing purposes. So yeah, I don't want to know what people think. It would be kind of depressing, I think. Okay, last question from Alina. Skirts, dresses, or trousers? It highly depends on the mood. Trousers are sometimes more practical. For example, today I was planning to wear a dress because it's my birthday, and now I'm wearing like just a blouse and jeans because they're comfortable, and I felt like being lazy on my birthday. So either or. I'll tell you though, as a teenager and as a kid, I really didn't enjoy wearing dresses, and I really didn't enjoy really short dresses or skirts. I mean, if people could see my underwear, which was kind of a thing they did with little kids, they had these tiny dresses, summer dresses, and nobody cared about their underwear. But I thought it was horrible. I just need them to be as long as possible. Of course, when I was in my late teens, I kind of liked dresses short and sexy. But yeah, I didn't wear them much. I think I went through entire years of just wearing trousers. Like I said, I was a total tomboy growing up. I was always super active, riding my bike all day long and running, jumping, climbing trees, that sort of thing. I was taking karate lessons, and my dream in life was to be part of the special forces in the US, obviously, because that's what I saw most on TV. So if I could be a Navy SEAL, that would have been great. I later realized that A, I was a woman, so not happening for obvious reasons. And B, even if I were a man, it wouldn't have mattered because I'm so short. Like, I'm 5 foot tall. Not happening, people. So yeah, I had to give that up. I'm still kind of active now, and I like being comfortable. But I do like my feminine side a lot more. I have a lot more dresses, a lot more skirts. I do my makeup a lot. And I did keep one thing. I have very many dresses and skirts that have pockets because I still like comfort. So it's the best middle ground ever. Let's see, who's next? Okay, Amy Tasukada, this is her question. Can you tell us how you got your dog? Oh, definitely. I can always talk about my dog. It's one of my favorite topics. So my friend Loredana that I told you about, she drove over here from Bucharest, especially to see me before the stream. They were here for 30 minutes, which I think it's insane. They will literally spend 3 hours driving to and from just to see me on my birthday, which is the best birthday present ever you could get from your friends. But anyway, I was staying with them. Loredana had some issues, and I was helping babysitting their kid. And one day, Loredana and I were working side by side because we're both freelancers. We both work for ourselves. And we were talking. I was going through a pretty bad period of my life back then. And she was like, so you want a dog, you say? Yeah, I want a dog. I think I'd be really happy if I could get a dog. Okay. And what kind of dog would you like? And I said, I don't know. I just want a big dog that looks like a wolf. And she says, well, there's this website. Its translation would be white wolves. Thank you, Sarah. Thanks for being here. So the site name was whitewolves.ro, which is the extension for Romanian sites. And I went there and I saw these beauties, and I wanted one. And from that point until I got him, I still waited for like 6 or 7 months because I wanted to be at home and able to take care of him. And now it's been 5 years and a half, and we're so happy together. Like, I love him to bits, and having a pet that requires your attention and showers you with love and care every day, basically because they want food. But anyway, that helped me through a lot of rougher patches. So I'm super grateful that Loredana helped me find the perfect dog for me. I think I couldn't have picked any better than I did so far. So next question. Okay, these are a few from my friend Dawn Mayhew. Thank you for asking them, Dawn. Favorite month of the year? April, obviously. It's my birthday month, and it's spring, and it's not super hot, and I'm busy celebrating winter is over. And I'm done, dying of too low a temperature. I don't do well with cold. I don't do well at all. My dream life involves me only being in a wintry atmosphere for Christmas and New Year's. So like a week a year, and then I travel somewhere hot. Probably Australia, because they have the summer when we have our winter. So that would be absolutely perfect. Next question from Dawn. If you could live anywhere in the world, where would you want to live? I think this was a question that I got on a radio show recently. Hey, Claire, thank you. I think actually Alexu asked it, but I wouldn't want to live anywhere else than I am living now. I'm fine having a home base here in Romania, but I wouldn't want to stay here permanently. I'd like to be traveling a lot and spend like 6 years in a country, 6 years, 6 months in a country, then move to another country and spend another 6 months, because I think six months are enough to just get a real feel of a place, meet people, see all the sites, not just the super touristy ones, but even the interesting off the beaten path ones. And I would like to do that in the future. I think it would be super enriching as a way of life. Also, I'm super passionate about travel. There's a reason why it's in my bio. I've been traveling all my life because my parents always took me on trips with them to the mountains, to seaside, to the countryside, everywhere. And actually, my first international trip happened when I was 13. We went on a tour through Europe, and I've been on 3 continents so far. I want to be on more, and I'm going to do that in the future. Next question from Dawn. Favorite book you have ever read? I don't have a favorite book. I'm sorry. I can't pick one. I've read so many great books. I can't. I can tell you the first sci-fi I read and that marked me forever and turned me into a sci-fi fan was I, Robot. I read that when I was 10. Probably a bit, no, I wasn't 10. I'm lying. I think I was 9. 9 or 10, anyway. And I think I was a bit young to read that, but I was so happy I found it, and I've been a fan of science fiction since. So I could mention that, or I could mention a couple of books written by a Romanian author that focused on ancient Greece mythology. Like there was a first volume that focused on the gods and another one that focused on the heroes. And I absolutely love those two. I read them several times each, and I was a big fan. But those were just among my first reads. I don't have a favorite. I couldn't ever pick. It's like, no, it's impossible. I'd just be here listing like 1,000 for the next few days. And we don't want that. We need food and drink. And I actually have to go celebrate my birthday later. Okay. Last question from Dawn. Oh, no, that was. Oh, no. There's one more. I'm a dumbass. I'm sorry. Do you have a favorite book you have written? No. I can't pick a favorite of my own books either. It's usually the one I'm working on right now. That's my favorite for now. But then I move to the next one and I love that. And then if I go back and reread and edit and things like that, I fall in love with my books all over again. So I can't really pick a favorite. I think you're noticing a pattern here because if you ask me to pick a favorite, I'm going to have a bad day. I can't. It just can't. Damn, I've been talking a lot. You know, the problem with these live streams when you're doing them alone is that you can't take a break. And yeah, I'm going to take one to just drink some Coke Zero because I'm dying. Next, I have questions. I think I have questions. Yep, one from Sky Hages. Favorite game, board game and or video game? I've played some throughout the years. Again, I don't have a favorite. I've developed massive addictions to some games over time. I do remember a time in college when I'd skip school to play on my boyfriend's computer, and I'd play Heroes 3 and Heroes 4, and I'd spend entire days playing those. I used to love Unreal Tournament 2 in college, and then later on, I swore I'd never play World of Warcraft. By the way, I was telling you earlier, if you say you'll never do something, you're just challenging the universe to prove you wrong. I worked in the IT field for many years. I started working in tech support for an antivirus company, and then I did technical writing and NPR and marketing for an email server developer. And when I moved to this company that was developing the email server, everybody there played World of Warcraft. And like 6 months in, I could have an entire conversation about very specific things and detailed things in World of Warcraft, but I'd never played it. And then one of my old boyfriends roped me into playing it. And I kind of liked it. And then I played it again with a different boyfriend later. And I kind of got addicted and I was playing all the time because I found the world fascinating. And I played a Warlock, and then I tried to play it again later, but it just made it so easy. It's just not challenging anymore. I mean, if you don't have to struggle for, I don't know, 10, 20 levels to get your first gold, and there are just thousands showered upon you, I don't know, not fun anymore. I'm now super into Cuphead. I suck at it. I mean, there is a montage of me dying repeatedly in Cuphead in one of my old writing vlogs, but I still love it right now. And I have future plans of playing the entire, well, it's actually a visual novel, but sort of a game. All the visual novels in the Fate universe, because I like Fate Zero. and Fate Stay Night, and I even liked Fate Apocrypha, if you can believe that. So I have a problem. In terms of board games, I'm now getting into pen and paper RPGs. I do attend a live stream, a D&D live stream every Friday, and I play Human Fighter. And I also am very partial to Cards Against Humanity. I feel like that game really matches my sarcastic side and my dry humor, so works fine. But again, please don't ask me to choose favorites. It's not going to happen. I'm bad at it. So I have one more list of questions, or two, I don't know, one or two, but we're making headway, people. Like, we're making headway. If you have any other questions, do ask them in the live chat. I will make sure to open them all and answer them and everything. Dawn says she's just been listening for the last 30 minutes. So thank you so much. Thank you. I really, really appreciate it. So let's move on to more questions. These ones are from the Author Tubers group on Facebook. And so they are from fellow writers. The first one is from Trinda, who asks, how long have you been writing and what first got you interested in the craft? Well, this is a story I've told before, but I find it fascinating. So you're going to put up with it again. Makes sense, right? We have a deal. So like I told you, when I was 10, I read iRobot. What I didn't tell you was that I was at my grandma's in the countryside, and my day consisted of running, jumping, climbing trees, basically. And the rest of the time I was reading. Sometimes these were mixed because I couldn't just stay on the ground like a normal person and read. I had to climb up a tree and read there. I had this friend, an older boy that I was totally crushing on. It was our second summer together, and we'd go together to the library and borrow books and read them in a tree, as you do, because the ground is boring. So he said we should write a book together, and I was totally into that. And we worked on this story. I wasn't allowed to watch a lot of TV as a child. At that point, we had cable. We had cable TV for like a year or something. It was very soon after the revolution. But my mother decided I didn't need that, and probably was a good decision because I'm lazy and already watched too much TV stuff, like TV series and anime series and stuff like that. So great choice on my mom's part. But because I wasn't that much into the TV scene, I only realized later, like 6 or 7 years later, that what we were writing was the entire plot line of Neverending Story 1 and 2, I think. So but you know, I had fun and I was totally crushing on him, and I was really thrilled that he was showering me with so much attention. But the thing is, I really loved this long form creative project process, because before that I'd only wrote short stuff for school. I loved it so much that I started writing on my own. So I started when I was 10 and never looked back. And that's the story of how crushing on a boy got me into writing. Doesn't sound shallow at all. Okay, next question is from the lovely Claire Cowter, who's asking me how camp's going. Well, Claire, as you know, first day was a disaster. Actually, if you think about it, my number of words is absolutely gorgeous and perfect. It's so perfect and so interesting and so unique that you can't even divide other numbers by it. So yeah, big fat 0. On the second day, I managed to get like 2,500 words. And today, Okay, so I have like about 1,000 words that I dictated while taking a bath because this day has been crazy. So I have about 1,000 words going on for me now. As you remember, my goal is 10K a day. So camp is going awful. I mean, it's great. I'm having fun and hanging out with people and doing the challenges and doing the videos. And it's my birthday, so obviously I'm having fun. But word count wise, I'm doing terrible. It's going like crap, like absolute crap. Sarah asks in the chat, what kinds of scenes are hardest for you to write? And do you have any tips or tricks that help with your productivity? I don't know. I don't have a particular type of scene that I find hard. I love writing dialogue. I love writing action adventure bits. I love writing fighting scenes, and I'm not averse to writing sex scenes. I mean, I write romance. There are sex scenes. I think sometimes it's just hard because I haven't outlined it correctly, or I just don't see the scene in my head, and I just go over it and just try to think of it and picture it in my mind, and that's how I get through it. It's usually not something that has to do with a specific scene, but just my plot not flowing the way I want it. And in terms of tips for productivity, well, you've asked the master procrastinator and the lazy person. So my tips are to use peer pressure as much as I can. That's why camp works so great for me, and shame myself into doing stuff. But no, seriously, it's more about struggling to create a routine. When I get into a routine of doing things and I start enjoying them, then my productivity increases. And my other tip is not to, I mean, when I have bad days and when my depression is kind of up there and I feel like crap and I don't want to do anything, my best strategy is not to be mean or awful to myself, because that's not going to help. It's just going to make things worse. And then when I'm feeling better, try to do it all. I always seem to keep the videos up the longest because I love doing this YouTube thing. It's the most fun I have with my marketing. But yeah, that's how I do it. Not very helpful, I know, but maybe next time don't ask a master procrastinator. I do that way too much. Oh, by the way, did I tell you guys how I got a free month trial for Netflix? That was dumb. It doesn't help with my productivity. I'm not going to keep the subscription. I'm going to probably end it because it sucks up all of my time. And it's so nicely made to just binge stuff. So yeah, that was a bad idea. The next two questions are from Sky Hages again. The first one is, how did you end up writing fiction? I don't just write I mean, I write a lot of gay romance, but I go into the LGBT fiction and romance umbrella because I like to write bisexual characters and other types of characters as well. The way I ended up doing that is because I started with basic paranormal and urban fantasy. Is that I read some books. I read some books and loved them, and then I was like, oh, I can write two male protagonists or two main love interests. And I used to be a tomboy, so I was always more comfortable writing male POVs or tomboy females. So it just spoke to me. It's so easy to write a male POV for me, on one hand. And the other hand is that I've always been kind of involved in the LGBT rights things going on in my country. One of my colleagues in high school was gay, and she went through a lot of issues because of that. There was a lot of not downright bullying, not outright bullying. Sorry, that's what I meant. Just mean comments and people coming to me and saying, don't get too close because, she's a lesbian. And I was like, yeah, so what? I just couldn't. I mean, it didn't feel logical to me. We were great friends. She used to write poetry. I was writing fiction, like novels and stuff, and we always clicked, and we were desk mates at this point, so we spent most of our days together. But seeing her go through that struggle, I just kind of wanted to play my part in making sure people didn't have it so bad. And I mean, being gay was still illegal in Romania until the 1990s. We were kind of slow in that direction, and I was always doing like free PR consultations for the NGO promoting LGBT rights here. So it was just something that came together easily, and it made sense for me, and I'm not going to stop anytime soon. So that's how it goes. Oh, Sarah, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed the answers. I'm always kind of afraid I'm rambling like an idiot and not getting anything useful across. So some positive feedback definitely helps. Okay, and Sky's next question is, oh, she has 3 more. Oh, great. What genres do you write, and how many and which ones? Well, let's see. What genres do I write? I do write contemporary romance. I write paranormal romance. I write urban fantasy. I delve into fantasy sometimes. I write sci-fi, quite a bit of it. I think that's about it. And part of it is male-female pairings, and the rest is under the LGBT fiction and romance umbrella. So I'm kind of trying them all. Oh, you might know, from what I've said earlier, there's this series called Clueless Detectives that I'm working with an author friend, Eme. So I'm delving into mystery too. And I do want to write this serial killer mystery that's based on a Romanian children's tale, because I wouldn't call it fairy tale. It's gruesome. It's a gruesome story that they read to children when they were really young. I don't know why we're not all scarred, but it was so gruesome. It works great as inspiration to create a serial killer. That should tell you everything you want to know. Because basically, Romanian stories for children were like, if you don't listen to your parents and do stupid shit, the worst you can imagine will happen to you. Like, you're ending up dead. There's no like, you get into trouble and someone saves you. No, you end up dead. I guess it worked. I don't know. Maybe scare tactics work, but that's how people wrote children's tales back then. This was not a new one. I mean, I think it was like 100 years old when I was born, or 150, something like that. But anyway, it marked me. Thank you, Dorothea. Thank you for being here. So yeah, that's the answer. I genre hop a lot because it's fun. I mean, it's fun to do more stuff. The next one is, when you're not trying to meet insane goals, what's an average day look like? I have to remember a day when I wasn't trying to reach insane goals. I don't know that, but my days are pretty standard. I wake up. The surprising thing is whether I drink coffee first or Wakares first. Sometimes it's in a different order, which is like the fun part. I still do it. I journal while I drink my coffee because I love it. And when I skip it, because sometimes I'm so busy. Yeah, my goals are always insane, Claire, I know. Sometimes I'm so busy, I just get my cup of coffee and come here because I just want to go through YouTube comments, social media replies, stuff like that, maybe watch a video or two, and there's just not enough time to just linger and journal and then do that. So when I skip that for too many days, I just don't feel very comfortable, so I try not to do it a lot. Then I have breakfast, pretty much, and then I try to work. Sometimes it works, other times I procrastinate. When it's nice outside, I usually get my boyfriend to join me for an afternoon or midday walk around the neighborhood, which is super cool because we both work from home and we're in front of a computer a lot, and that helps me. And then work some more. If it's a really bad day, procrastinate some more. I usually spend evenings with my boyfriend. Sometimes we go out. Other times we just stay in and watch something, or just chat, talk about things, what we've read, our plans, news, whatever couples talk about. How I'm never going to meet YouTube standards for being monetized. How I'm a gnome. Yeah, we discussed about me being a small gnome quite a lot because I have a gnome hat and I'm tiny. That's why. So yeah, and then when I come home, I take my dog out for another walk, and I usually read before bed. And I try to keep that to a maximum of 1 hour. I'm pretty good about it. But other times I just read too late, and then I can't stay awake the next day. Hi, Amber. Thank you so much for stopping by, and have a nice day at work. So yeah, that's like a normal day in the life of Alina. Oh, there's a lot of filming going on through the day because I'm filming almost every day. I do these weekly writing vlogs, so I have to get some snapshots of myself throughout the week. So yeah, there's always some filming happening, and I watch a lot of YouTube content. I use that to learn things and to procrastinate. I will let you decide which I do more. I'm not going to tell because it will look bad. So yes, awesome. I think that's all the questions I had. Oh no, there was another one that was kind of a joke question, and it was on a post of mine that Alexu shared, and the question was, wow, are all Romanian girls super cute? First of all, yes, of course, all Romanian girls are super cute. Second of all, it's nice to think of myself as cute, and not the mean, sarcastic little thing. I mean, I think I can be cute if I try really hard, but I don't have to try to be cute a lot because I have Ares. I mean, if I need someone to be cute, I have Ares. And because it works the way it does, I kind of have second-hand cuteness from Ares. So yeah, that's about it. Oh my God, I'm done with all the questions. I still have a voice. I need a drink though. Also, Claire, because you're here in the chat and laughing at me because I'm trying to prove him wrong about the YouTube thing, how's Camp going? Please share with the class how Camp Nano is going for you. I know you've been writing today and you're doing well. So yeah, I'm rooting for the both of us not to go insane. For those of you who are kind of new here, Claire and I both have a crazy goal for Nano. We want to write 200,000 words. We're failing so far, but you know, it works. And then we also want to publish like 20 plus books this year. Most of them not written on. Oh my God, you're on 4K. You're amazing. Thank you, Dorothea. Yeah, no, the dog is hands down cuter. The dog is cuter. He would win any cuteness contest we ever had. I mean, I know. It's obvious. It's okay. You can say it. I won't be mad. Honestly, it's not like I'm competing with my dog for cuteness. I'm not competing because I know I'd fail, but you can definitely get 1,000 more, Claire. Like, end it at 5K even. Like I said, I dictated for like 14 minutes while I was taking a bath, and I have like 1,000 words because I kept stopping. By the way, the moment I started to dictate, because I was in another room and couldn't stop him, Aris decided it was the best way to play with a squeaky toy. I'm still surprised I didn't record more of that and that dragon still worked. So yeah, that's great. He's so cute, isn't he? Thank God he is, because otherwise things would get rough for him. I'm kidding. I swear to God, I'm kidding. So yeah, Claire, go for it. Let's see those 5,000 words for the day. Yeah, definitely. You can get 1,000 words while watching TV. Definitely. I, on the other hand, am probably not going to write anymore today because I have to edit an entire manuscript that was supposed to be done today. It's not, but I want to get it done today and tomorrow. So here's to 100 pages of edits or more, slightly more. Anyway, yep, I'm going to do that. But before that, I'm going to go have a very early dinner with my boyfriend. So we're going out in like about an hour and celebrating my birthday. By the way, do you like my nice... wait, I have to pull up my camera so that I see what I'm doing here. Oh my God, where are you? Jesus Christ. I'm a mess today. Oh yeah, there it is. This is my new bracelet that I got today, along with, wait, the tiny earrings you can see, these. I got this from my friend Loretta, and I'm so happy. Did I tell you she came all the way from Bucharest? Yeah, I'm still super, super happy about that. So also, from what I can see in the slightly delayed image you're seeing, I did not mess up my lipstick today. I think that's improvement. So on a scale from 1 to 10, how bad did I do today? I'm kidding. So yeah, thank you. Yeah, they're super pretty. They're cute. I love them. I can't wear a lot of jewelry because my skin doesn't react well to metals unless they are super expensive, and I like silver a lot. So this is perfect because it's not super tight on the skin, so I won't get a flare up of my allergy. And the same for the earrings because they're so tiny. My skin can deal with them, so it's perfect. So yeah. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys what I'm buying myself for this birthday. This is the present I'm making myself. Also, my mother contributed a bit, but it will be air conditioning. So boring. It's the most boring present ever. But so far, we could get away without air conditioning in the summer because, yeah, but it's not I mean, I really like silver a lot, and I can't really wear much of it because my skin goes insane. So that was super sad. I mean, I like gold jewelry, but I like to be able to mix and match and just not wear one type, but that's not happening. So what can you do? Yeah, air conditioning is the best present. Seeing that right now it's impossible to survive the summer without it. The thing is, the way our apartment is positioned, we only get a bit of sun in the morning on most of the house, minus my room. Here we get sun a lot. And it's been getting hotter and hotter when it's super hot. And because there's so much construction around and less of anything good and a lot more cars, it's just so hot in the summer. And now I have to get aircon. So yeah, that's what I'm getting for my birthday. It's absolutely fantastic. And it's still boring. Like, I feel like I'm getting myself such an adult gift. It's insane. Yeah, the one I saw is pretty good in terms of how much electricity it needs to work. It's like the A++ class, whatever. Pretty good and pretty quiet. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. And the thing is, like, I can't sit here and work without aircon. Like, I have a mobile one that just guzzles up electricity, and our bill goes insane. So now this one will be better because I used that last summer and it wasn't fun. So that's what I'm getting myself. Oh my God, I can't believe it. I have to get myself something like super superficial, like, I don't know, maybe makeup or something to compensate for this adult present. Because, like, the thing is, like, it's my birthday, right? I'm in my mid-30s and I should feel like an adult. And I kind of am an adult. I mean, I make my own money and pay for my own bills and stuff like that, but I still feel like a kid on the inside. So Yeah, quiet aircon is really great when you're dictating. I mean, I have the dog to make noise, so that's great. So yeah, because I feel like such a kid, it feels so strange to get myself such a grown-up present. I could get some bath bombs if I ever get in close proximity to one of the stores that sell them. Like I said, they're not so frequent around here, and I don't have a Lush store in my city for reasons. Assholes, basically. So I am going to get some more bath bombs because I'm fresh out of them. Yeah, I don't think anyone ever feels like an adult, Sarah. But I didn't have bath bombs, but I did use that bath elixir that makes a lot of bubbles today, so that was fun. Thank you, Alexa. Yeah, I'm going to try my best to be a kid on the inside, and yeah, it's why I got something not so healthy, but somehow healthy because it has no sugar to drink during the stream. I'm trying to be bad and do things I wasn't supposed to. By the way, did you notice I moved my bed and I stopped there because there was no more time to continue with the changes in my room? That's great. I'm doing great. It's fine. I'm fine. It's all going to be fine. And I'm somehow going to write 100,000 words. Claire, I would be really worried if you ever ran out of bath bombs. I mean, I'd send like health checks to your place. So I hope you never run out of bath bombs. But yeah, I'm trying to prevent that myself. The only thing is that I can get them from one bigger shopping center, which I don't go to that often. And I kind of skipped on getting supplies from there because there was snow. Remember the huge snow that I couldn't drive through? That was the reason why I got so low on bath bombs. So yeah. Yes, Claire, everything's fine. I mean, I think we've said that so often and so much. It's been insane. But I kind of need to tell myself that. And the other thing I found that helps me cope is when I go to Camp Nano and look at how many words I've still got. It's like I still have like 197,000 words to go, but at least it's not 200,000. Like I'm closer. I'm slightly closer. So it's fine. It's fine. It's okay. We'll get there somehow. I'm not going insane or anything. Yeah, a blizzard was a pretty good excuse. We had a blizzard end of March. It was insane. I filmed the end of it when it wasn't so blizzardy anymore. The worst of it was during the night. Yeah, we're both doing great, Claire. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Just ignore reality. That's how I go about it. I just ignore reality and tell myself I'm doing great. It works for Nano, definitely. It works for my edits, which I'm so behind with. So it's great. So yeah. I'm not crying on the inside when I'm thinking of my word count. I'm definitely not. It's all fine. It's good. I should definitely try this. It's fine. I'm fine thing into a drinking game. Yeah. Maybe not with caffeine, because that's a bit dangerous. Oh, were you still having snow? It melted a lot faster here than it melted in Bucharest, I suppose, because I don't know, maybe the buildings are not as high. The spaces are a bit wider and sun kind of gets everywhere. And it's also been kind of warm. Hi, Amy. Thanks for being here. So, yep. By the way, I'm trying my best to say thank you to everyone who said happy birthday to me. I'm hoping I don't miss anyone, but in case I do, because Facebook is shitty, I would like to say it here. Thank you, everyone, for wishing me a happy birthday. it's been super great to get all those messages. Claire, that's great. The only problem with my book is that I have to have it ready by April 12th, because otherwise I'm missing my deadline for the pre-order. So I can't just postpone it indefinitely because my editor has to go through it again. So in short, if I don't get my butt in gear, I'm screwed. Yeah, that sums it up pretty much. So yeah. Well, it's been a bit over an hour and I managed to answer all my questions. It's great. I did not have a panic attack over my word count goals, which is even better. I've had the chance to hang out with all of you in the chat. I honestly didn't expect so many people to be around because it's so freaking early. So thank you all for being here. It's been amazing. And it's still kind of sunny outside, so it's all cool. I'm going to wrap up here and get ready to go out. And maybe I'll post some pictures of my birthday meal. I have a feeling it will involve fries because it's my freaking birthday and I'm getting fries. And if you have a problem with that, I'm sorry, but I really want fries. Yeah, Claire, pre-orders are the best motivation ever. Like, it's either you get it on time or you lose pre-order rights for a year. It's so good. Yes, taters. I need taters. Thank you, everyone. Thanks again for being here. It's been one of the best birthdays ever. And I can't talk anymore because words. Oh, Sarah! Hey! I'm so glad you made it. Also, Ara seems to be awake. Great. Thank you, everyone. I'm glad you've enjoyed this. If you did, I'll probably have another one in the future. Thank you, Sarah. It's been lovely so far. So yeah, I've had fun with this Q&A, so I'll probably do another one in the future. Maybe for like a milestone. Let's say when I hit 500 subscribers. That would be great. It will probably take me another year to get there, but you know, you can't have them too close together because then it's the same same questions. Have a good night, Tamara. Thank you again for being here. And yes, I'm definitely going to eat all the fries. Absolutely every single last one of them. I'll probably even steal some of Mike's if he gets fries. If not, if he gets potatoes in any other form, I'm stealing that. Yeah, that's the plan for today. Steal food from my boyfriend and eat all the potatoes. So yeah, that's great. I'm going to head out now. Thank you again. I think I've thanked you like a billion times and I still don't feel like it expresses everything. So yeah, I'll see you again tomorrow because it's Vida and we're doing a video every day. Oh, Sarah, by the way, if you're going to check my videos, you'll see that I kind of added the damn into the video as well. So it's now vlog every damn day, April. Just as a tip of the hat to you, because that was just a great idea. I loved it. Everyone should do it like that. Okay, so Aris is here to say goodbye. Aren't you, baby? Yeah? Okay, bye. Go away, dog.